From a young age, I was already aware of the impact creativity had on the way I felt. Being creative gave me a sense of accomplishment and a way to express myself. Creativity became a vital part of who I was and how I wanted to live my life, even though at the time I didn't fully comprehend its importance on my overall well-being. What's interesting is that we're all led to believe wellness looks like living a blissed out, meditative life, fully balanced in both mind and body. Well, I don't know about you, but I think there are better and more profound ways to look at wellness and the activities we can do to feel better in our bodies and mind. For me, wellness is about living a life that is driven more strongly by curiosity than by fear. About figuring out what things in life let us experience joy, compassion, confidence, and creativity. Doing the things that bring us to life. All the things that bring light and positivity in our lives. I like to call this definition of wellness creative wellness, because at its essence, it's about using creativity as wellness. I believe we are all innately creative and we are unhappy because we mostly consume when we are meant to create. If we view creativity as a wellness practice, we see that it can be cultivated. For me, dedicating my life to cultivating creative wellness means prioritizing activities that involve life design, art, fitness and movement, music, reading, writing. And by doing this, I can achieve a state of mind that nothing else can. Cultivating creative wellness was a way of life my younger self desperately needed to be able to exist, and is the only way for my future self to live a healthy life. And I know I'm not the only one. When I look around me, I see people from all ages. When they are given the time and space to infuse creativity into whatever they are doing, their energy shifts. But cultivating creative wellness in our lives is easier said than done, because what often keeps us from creative living is that we prioritize productivity over creativity. When we were children, creativity came naturally, but as adults, it often gets buried underneath to-do lists and fear of criticism. I found there are a few things we can do to turn it around and make creative wellness a high priority in our daily lives. So for me, cultivating creative wellness involves all the things I love doing that would score high on my feeling good and healthy list. All the activities that involve some form of creativity that give me a positive energy boost and help me clear my mind in some way. So, to make sure creativity is at the core of everything I do, I try to make it as readily accessible as possible and try to take away the array of blockers that prevent me from starting. When it comes to creating art consistently, I do a few things. First, I make sure to have all of my materials ready to go. It helps to have everything inside, so I'm constantly reminded I can get to work in an instant. Also, I make sure to leave my work unfinished so that I have something to jump right back into the next time. I also found that in order for me to keep the self-doubt and judgment away is to not focus on creating a beautiful result, but to see my creative act as an experiment. Each piece I make is for me to learn something new and not something I need to sell or show. I keep my canvases small and easy to store, so I don't have to worry about wasting money or materials. Another thing that's helpful is linking the act of creating with something else I want to do as well. When I'm creating art, I listen to an audiobook or an online course I've signed up for. This helps my brain to keep my focus on what I'm doing in the moment because my mind doesn't get the chance to start worrying about stuff I should be doing instead.
Special, something extra, something unnecessarily rich, something that the novelist Marilyn Robinson calls an overabundance that is magical. That magical overabundance, that's your inherent creativity.
When it comes to movement and fitness, it helps me when I have a list of workouts ready to go and choose from, and they range from 15 minutes to an hour or so. This not only makes it easy to start right away, because I can always find a minimum of 50 minutes in my day, but also to keep it fun and varied. For each mood, I have different options to pick. Once I start, the adrenaline makes sure I always add another 50 minutes or more. For self reflection practices such as writing and coming up with new plans and goals, I make use of my own design thinking exercises to structure my headspace. Prompting questions, stickers, words, and quotes make it easier to understand my priorities and help me figure out what to do next. The last thing I feel is helpful to do is keeping track of the hours I spend on my creative wellness activities so that at the end of the week I can measure my efforts. It may sound a bit odd, but I feel it's really encouraging to see all of the minutes I have poured into my wellness practice. Next to that, I also keep track on how the activities increase positive emotions so that they do not turn into another chore to add to my to-do list. I hope that by sharing a bit about my experience in cultivating a creative wellness practice, you feel encouraged in exploring your own ways of infusing creativity in your daily life. Creative wellness looks different for everyone. For my partner, for example, it's taking care of the garden, climbing, building things. For me, it's art, self reflection, movement, and for others, it's storytelling, photography, or cooking. There is no right and no wrong in the activities you choose as long as you give yourself permission to be creative and prioritize it as something vital, not just something nice. If you would like to share your thoughts on how creativity assists you with your well being, then I would love to hear from you. For me, it's been an incredible journey so far in embracing my creativity as a wellness practice, and I really hope it brings you the fulfillment and a sense of calm in your daily life as well. It's been wonderful sharing this all with you. Bye for now, and I hope to see you for the next video.